As the clock struck midnight, signaling the start of another year, I couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of my situation. Here I was, a skinwalker, notorious for my shape-shifting abilities and feared by many, pondering over a New Year's resolution. The irony wasn't lost on me. For centuries I roamed the vast landscapes, an enigma wrapped in skins of countless forms. My existence was a blend of folklore and hushed whispers, an entity that many considered a nightmare incarnate. Yet, like any other creature, albeit supernatural, the new year made me introspective. I leaned against the cold, gnarled bark of an ancient oak tree, my current form that of a coyote, eyes gleaming in the moonlight. The forest was alive with nocturnal whispers, but my thoughts were louder. I had seen humans make resolutions every year, lose weight, read more, travel, but what does a skinwalker resolve to do? That's when it hit me, a resolution so ludicrous it could only stem from the twisted humor of a being like me. This year, I would walk in the skin of humanity, not to instill fear for any sinister purpose, but to understand them, to live like them. I wanted to see what the fuss was all about. So, I did what any self-respecting skinwalker on a mission would do. I found myself a suitable human guise, a loner, living on the outskirts of a small town. He was a peculiar fellow, an outcast like me, albeit in a different sense. Taking his form was easy, blending into human society, not so much. My first encounter with humans was at a local grocery store. I must admit, the array of products was overwhelming. As I stood in the aisle, a young child looked at me and giggled. "Mommy, why is that man smelling the cereal boxes?" I hadn't realized that sniffing them to understand the contents wasn't a typical human behavior. Adjusting to human norms was a comedy of errors. I learned the hard way that eating like a wolf wasn't a metaphor, and that walking on all fours in public attracted more than just curious glances. Yet each day was a revelation. I found joy in the mundane, the taste of ice cream, the sound of music, the thrill of a roller coaster. My resolution was going well, or so I thought, until I met her, Emily. She worked at the local library, a haven I frequented in my quest to understand humanity. Her smile was genuine, a rarity in a world I found often masked in pretense. We struck an unlikely friendship, two misfits finding solace in each other's company. As weeks turned into months, I realized my resolution had led me to something unforeseen, a connection, a feeling I had long forgotten, or perhaps never known. I cherished our conversations, her laughter, her inquisitive eyes that seemed to look right through me. But as the year drew to a close, I felt a gnawing unease. My nature, my true self, was a secret cloaked in human skin. The closer I got to Emily, the more I feared the inevitable. What would she think? What would she do if she knew the truth? It was on New Year's Eve, exactly 1 year since my bizarre resolution, that my world unraveled. Emily and I stood underneath the starlit sky, the air filled with the anticipation of a new year, a new beginning. She looked at me, her eyes reflecting in the fireworks, and whispered, "I know what you are." My heart, if I had one in this form, stopped. How did she know? Had my disguise slipped? Was this the end of my journey among humans? "You're not like anyone I ever met," she continued, her voice soft yet unafraid. "There's a mystery about you, something ancient and wild. It scares me, but it also draws me to you." I was at a loss for words, a rarity for a creature who had lived countless lifetimes. The truth hovered on the brink of revelation. "Emily, I began, but was interrupted by the sudden clamor of people around us, shouting a countdown to the new year. 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! The crowd erupted in cheers, but we stood there, locked in a moment of truth and apprehension. As the people around us sang and celebrated, Emily took my hand, her touch warm and reassuring. "Whatever you are, it doesn't matter. I see you, the person you choose to be." The weight of my secret, however, was not something I could easily dismiss. The moment was surreal, standing there with Emily, her acceptance hanging in the air like a fragile promise. I realized then that my resolution had transformed me in ways I never anticipated. The Skinwalker, who once reveled in the fear and awe of others, was now afraid. not of being discovered, but of losing something precious. "I need to tell you something," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. The festive noise around us seemed to fade into the background. "I'm not what I appear to be. I am more than human, less than a myth." Emily's eyes searched mine, looking for an answer to a question she hadn't asked. "I know," she said simply, "and I don't care. I care about who you are now, with me." The simplicity of her acceptance was overwhelming. For the first time in my existence, I felt a sense of belonging, a connection that went beyond the physical forms I adorned. But with this revelation, a new dilemma arose. Could I, a creature of ancient magic and lore, dare to dream of a life intertwined with a human? As the new year began, I found myself at a crossroads. My resolution had brought me to this unexpected juncture where the thrill of the unknown beckoned. With Emily by my side, the impossible seemed within reach. But there was a part of me, the primal ancient part, that yearned for the freedom of the wild, the unfettered existence of my true nature. Days turned into weeks, and my time with Emily grew deeper, more meaningful. We shared stories, dreams, and laughter. She showed me the beauty of human life, the complexities of emotions, the warmth of love. But as winter melted into spring, I felt the pull of my other life, the call of the wilderness that was an integral part of my being. One evening, as Emily and I sat by a crackling fire, the conflict within me reached its peak. "I have to make a choice," I said, the words heavy with unspoken fears. "What choice?" she asked, her brow furrowed in concern. "To stay or to go?" I replied, my gaze fixed on the dancing flames. "To continue this life with you, or to return to what I was before?" Emily took my hand, her grip firm. "I won't hold you back, but know that whatever you choose, you've changed me too. You've shown me a world beyond what I knew, filled with wonder and mystery." Her words were a balm to my tormented soul, yet the decision loomed large. As we sat there in silence, the fire casting shadows on our faces, I knew that my resolution had led me to a love I never thought possible, a dilemma I never imagined facing. The next morning, as the first light of dawn crept through the window, I made my decision. With a heart full of mixed emotions, I penned a note to Emily, words that were both a goodbye and a testament to the journey we shared. I stepped outside, the cool morning air caressing my skin. In that moment, I transformed, my human guise melting away to reveal my true form. The freedom was exhilarating, yet bittersweet. As I turned to leave, a voice stopped me in my tracks. "Wait!" Emily called out, running towards me. Her eyes were wide with astonishment, yet there was no fear, only love. "I can't let you go alone," she said breathlessly. "Wherever you're going, I'm coming with you." I looked at her, my heart swelling with emotions I couldn't name. Together we stepped into the unknown, our future unwritten, our resolution unbound. As we ventured into the wild, a new chapter began, filled with possibilities, laughter, and love. A journey of two souls, human and a skinwalker, intertwined by fate. Thank you for listening to Can a Skinwalker Have a New Year Resolution? If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like. And if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. And I hope all of you have a fantastic night.